We'll go down the road of being more technologically advanced in a build, but we don't want to just pick the newest thing or the thing that's trending at the time. What makes sense for the client now? Is this adaptable? What happens in 5 years when this stuff is obsolete? Is it upgradable? What's up, guys? It is episode 26 of Coffee Break, and this week I want a quick shout out. My boy Ken DeCoste here, head of Millwork, came out with this awesome new notebook. It's called Hive Notebook, hivenotebook.com. It is a fantastic tool. It's made out of stone paper, so it's actually waterproof, tear resistant, vegan leather, elastic to keep it shut, pencil, pen holder, and a bookmark. So if you guys are interested in getting one of these, hivenotebook.com, but we'll do you one better. We're going to give away one. We'll pick one lucky person next week in the comment section down below on YouTube, or maybe if you guys leave us a killer review on iTunes, we'll select you there. So quick shout out. But let's get into the question. This week we have one question. As you work towards these ever-moving goalposts, are there other standard setting goals that you are thinking about? Eco-conscious building, tech-integrated homes, or employee diversity? So really quickly, to talk about the ever-moving goalpost, I think that's something that is important to touch on, because I don't think everyone thinks this way. And I don't want to use the word plateau because that wouldn't be a fair statement, but I feel like for me, when I reach a goal, I'm already, I never actually reach it, because by the time I get to that point, I've already moved that goalpost. And that's kind of what they're getting to in this question, is that I'm always kind of moving that goalpost to see how much better we can be at something. Can we refine? Can we think differently about something? Can we, consider something in a different light or a different material, or whatever the case may be? There's so much, there's so much to what we do. And I think if I were of the mindset of kind of working towards a goal and then hitting it and then maintaining that, a lot of people are comfortable with that. I'm just not. And a lot of the people that work here would agree with that, and they're always looking to refine and become better and better and better. And that's why, ultimately we get hired, is that we're going to challenge everything. We're going to challenge design. We're going to challenge execution. We're going to, get a set of really in-depth 100-page set of drawings and specifications and comb through it, and then still come to the table with, what if we try this? What if we do this? How can we be better about that? What if we approach that? And to talk about that, it goes back to being intentional. Intentional with design, yes, but intentional with our selections and our consideration for materials, and the consideration for what's going into the building. We've talked about on the Modern Craftsman podcast being carbon neutral, talking about green building products, healthier building products. All of those things are really, really important to me and to our team here, is that, and it's challenging, and I'll get to that, but those are considerations that we want to, and we are making. So when we're building something, we're doing the research, and we're doing our very best to make sure that the selections that we're making, the materials that we're proposing to use, or that we're making the selection on, we're always doing our research and making sure that it's a product that we can get behind. And obviously we want to do that for warranty. We want to stand behind our product, but it might be a great product from a warranty standpoint, but what if it's unhealthy? And what if the product is known to be cancer causing? I guess we can go to the extreme, or there's not enough research for it, or it's a great material, but it actually impacts the earth as a whole because the way it is produced, or it takes a lot of energy to get it to us. There's a ton of those considerations, and let me stop right there. You're never going to really get to the bottom of all of it. You're never going to be perfect. And we talk about plastic usage. It's very hard to say, I'm just going to stop using plastic, because it's literally in everything. And, we've talked about this before. It's like you go to a job site, lumber's wrapped in plastic, the wood flooring's wrapped in plastic, your painters have plastic draped along the wall. There's so much of it. And, I think and I'm going to paraphrase here, and this was from a recent episode, but of the Modern Craftsman, is that you don't have to eliminate it, but just try to start being part of the solution by eliminating, parts of it. Like maybe there's an opportunity where you don't have to use certain things. And, I think that's where it's this gray area where it's like everyone wants to go black or white and just be like, we're not using any more plastic. And then they go to the extreme of we're only using building paper and we're only using this product and we're only using like all of these things, when it's like you're actually not, you're solving the plastic issue, but maybe you're impacting something else. So the reason I'm kind of circling around this is that there's so much product development, there's so many new products coming out, there's so much that is happening so quickly, it's simply impossible to keep up with all of it. So for us, the best thing we can do is try to always be on the leading edge and communicating with people and networking with people and understanding what is out there. What are the opportunities to be more cost conscious, be more energy conscious, be more, environmentally friendly. They're always be looking to see what can be improved and how you can improve it. So the question about more eco-friendly building or tech-savvy homes, all of those things are important, and we want to look at that from a viewpoint of we want to bring the very best to our client. And let me go back a little bit and talk about something a little bit more standard. So we have a project right now that we're combing through options, and we're talking about something very paint, for example. What are the expectations of paint? And that's a loaded question because everyone wants a good paint job, but there's levels of good, right? There's levels of good and what is passable. And in some sense, you can be. I feel like I would be maybe it wouldn't be fair to me to say that everyone wants everything should be good. There should be no exception, but there are different tiers where it's like there is more work that goes into it. There's far more effort that goes into producing a really, really high level paint job or prep work or plaster work and things like that. But going back to that initial client conversation, it's setting that expectation and working through that expectation. And when, things don't align, you're adapting it. It's the same thing. It's, we're not just settling for, hey, this is what we can do and that's it. We're always looking to improve, and it's for the client, but it's also for ourselves. So I make the relation to paint and plaster, but it's the same thing with, eco building practices or tech savvy. It's like we'll go down the road of being more technologically advanced in a build or a remodel, but we don't want to just pick the newest thing or the thing that's trending at the time. We want to do our research and bring those options to the table and figure out, well, what makes sense for the client now. Is this adaptable? What happens in 5 years when this stuff is obsolete? Is it upgradable? We have to be considering all of the options and making sure that every one of those decisions is made with education. It's an educated decision. And I think that's what it really comes down to, is, making sure that you are truly educating yourself amongst what you're selling. So when the client gets it, they feel as though you're 100% backed. You have you support that decision because you've brought yourself up to the level of education that you need to be supportive. Now, the last thing, which was slightly different than the other two, is having a more diverse workforce. And 100%, for us, we all this company cares about from who works here is that we just want passionate people. We want people that really care about what they do or want to care what they do. And I feel like this could be a totally another episode, but that's hard. And and the thing I've noticed that I've struggled with in the past is that I hold myself and everyone that works here to a really high level of expectation. And that isn't for everyone. That's not like some people don't operate under that amount of pressure. And going back, it's Not to say that they want to plateau, but maybe pushing and constantly refining gets really tiresome, where it's like you never feel like you achieve anything because you're always on to the next thing. And going back, like I'm wired that way, and not everyone is. So, for me, it's the people that want to be here are the people that do want to challenge themselves and challenge the way things are built. I want to be challenged. I want to sit in a room and someone say, hey, that's a great idea, but how about this? And challenge what I'm saying. I think any individual that wants to be challenged and is willing to put the work in to challenge what we're doing, that's who I want on this workforce. And as far as being diverse, absolutely, like that, none of that, like that's exactly what I want. Is I want this diverse workforce where people come from different backgrounds and different careers and different parts of the world, whatever it is. I want them to come here because they want to be challenged and they want to be part of something that can truly, be different at what we do. And, that's what I'm striving to do. So that ever moving goalpost, I don't think it will ever be stationary. It's just not the way I want this to be, and it will continue to move. And I'm sitting here and I pause for a moment because I'm thinking about what we're doing today and some of the level of expectation that we're up against with our homeowners and some of these architects. And it's crazy to think that at some point I'm going to look back, and we're going to look back as a team and say, remember when we did that and now we're doing this? And I think that's the most exciting thing. So yeah, there's other goals and there's bigger picture within the company, but having that mindset that you're always going to try to achieve something better has been super rewarding thus far, and I don't expect it to change. So hopefully that answered your question. Again, if you guys have a question that you want to answer, make sure you drop them in the comments below, and we'll see you next week.